What it is, man. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there celebrating and embracing their mother and making her feel special. Because that's what it's about. Showing her you appreciate all her sacrifice. Showing her that you get it. For that you had her to get to steer you and guide you and put up with your bull. So hopefully you those who still have a mom in their life and able to, I hope you caking her. I hope you strawberry dipped in chocolate in her. I hope you smothering her with hugs and kisses and just embracing her and telling her thank you for being an outstanding mother, which is a huge word. They got a lot of mammies and they got a lot of ladies that done had some babies. But to have that term and that name attached to who you are, somebody call you mother, that's a big word. That mean that you done went above and beyond and you took care of your business, being somebody's mother. But yeah, I want to come to you this afternoon and just talk a little bit about trouble. And I know we all can relate to trouble. A lot of us have been in trouble. A lot of us are in trouble. A lot of us think about getting in trouble. But let me just tell you a little bit about trouble from the way I know it. The older folks, especially my mother, always said trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out. You've also heard that. But us being smarty pants and smart alecks and being hard headed, we thinking, oh, they just trying to sound good. Or mom and them just trying to say something that sound cool. When it was so simple, we just never would get it. We bumped our head multiple times. We wind up in jail cells multiple times. We wind up in predicaments too many times. But we were being very selfish because them same people who cared enough to tell you trouble is easy to get into and hard to get out, you actually was dragging them through the mud with you. While you was sitting in the jail cell, mama was in the bed worrying about you. While you was laying in the hospital full of bullets or whatever, mama was laying up there worrying about you. Every predicament you was getting in, mama was going through it with you, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Daddy, daddy, a real dad is gonna offer you another route. He's gonna teach you different ways. And he gonna go down through that with you a few times. But when he see you like trouble and that's what you want to do, he gonna detach. Cause now you being stupid. Now you just plumb being stupid. And you're not gonna drag daddy with you. Mama might keep going, but daddy not gonna go. Daddy'll go a few times. But that's why it's such an honor to have a beautiful mother who care. Cause she'll go through hell and high water with you. Daddy will save you out that high water. Daddy will save you out that hell multiple times. But if you want to keep jumping in that high water, if you want to keep jumping in that hell, you just stupid. And daddy ain't jumping in that high water with you or going in that hell with you. You're on your own. So let me tell you a little bit about trouble that I know. That picture I posted, my little old thumbnail, that's me at 16. Overgrown, full of alcohol, weed, willing to try different drugs, willing to follow different crowds, just a lost child. Trouble was easy, but the consequences and the circumstances were always hard. But because we were hard-headed, we got out of one situation and landed ourselves in the next. And that was a repetitive cycle because most of the time you were around your peer group, and that was the blind leading the blind. What is a boy your age who ain't got no daddy either, or no knowledge, or no wisdom, or no direction? What is he actually going to tell you to benefit himself and you? He got nothing. And you got big old dumb ears to sit there and listen. Now, both of y'all got a whole eardrum full of nothing. And you went on capers. Why don't we go do this? Why don't we go do that? And all of it was trouble. All of it was landing us in terrible circumstances, financially, mentally, and physically, and spiritually. Trouble is easy to get into and very hard to get out. If you like trouble, I would suggest you just live a normal life, and society is going to throw some trouble at you at any given moment. If you like trouble, you don't even have to go look for it. It'll come to you. So those of you who choose to go create more trouble in a very troubled world, in a very troubled society, you must like triple and double trouble. Well, I'm here to tell you, the little bit of freedom that I do have, I likes to enjoy it. I likes me a woman. I likes me some cold AC. I likes me a Frigidaire full of food and beverages. I likes me a big comfortable mattress, pillow top, plenty soft pillows, dark curtains, flat screens on the wall, cleanliness, great smells. I don't want to be around no concrete and steel and funky toe niggas who all thinking about what kind of trouble that we still can get in after we already done got in trouble. That ain't my cup of tea. Every time I went to jail, it felt like my brain was being crushed. And ain't nobody was touching me physically. My head just kept getting tight, like the walls were closing in. I was starving. I wasn't eating like I wanted. I wasn't dressed like I wanted to be dressed. I wasn't able to think like I wanted to think. I had to be aware and look at these dudes to see how they trying to come with their whack ass games. Hints, stupidity, marks with uniforms on talking crazy to me, who I know if I wanted to, I could backhand slap and make them cut a cartwheel. But I got to go through this here because I done made some choices on the outside that landed me in this position. But fortunately, my crimes never landed me in incarceration too long. But the little time that I did do in county jails and different things like that, that was enough to wake me up. That was enough to let me know, hey, this the writing on the wall. This your future. And I didn't like that. But I started to learn that I was actually going find the trouble. I was actually creating the trouble. I was actually sometimes the trouble. So I had to learn. I had to unlearn a lot of stuff. I had to unlearn a lot of things. I had to remove myself from a lot of circles, a lot of associations, a lot of individuals. I had to change the way I think. I had to change the way I moved. But it all was beneficial because I had something to really live for. I had something to really do in life and getting in the. So I had to make a decision. Do you want to be a young man out here raising your children, trying to figure out a better way? Or do you want to let your children be raised by circumstances, situations, and you be in the county or in prison loving that lifestyle? So I made my decision. I closed all my accounts and I was so thankful that I hadn't went so far that I was able to close all those accounts without any kind of infractions. I went to all my enemies and asked them, how y'all want to do this here right now? Because after right now, it ain't no more. It ain't no more going back and forward. It ain't no more boxing. It ain't no more nothing. And I'm gonna tell you about another piece of trouble. I maybe mentioned it before. I was about to get into the ultimate trouble, and my partner was with me, and we planned this trouble. And one thing I told him to do, I was mad at him for years because he didn't do what I told him to do. But he told me after years, after he had been to prison twice, he say, I'm glad I didn't listen to what you told me to do. He say, because look at where you at now in life. And if I would have did what you told me to do, where would you have been? And where would you be now? And it took me years to look at him different. But when he told me that all the love I once had for him, it got even stronger because he saved two lives that night. He saved the individual life who I was going to harm, and he saved my life because I had decided to throw it all away. I had decided that this is it. This the type of person who I could let all this frustration and anger out against and not care because he want to play games. Because when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And that night, he had won his stupid prize, and I was his stupid prize. And when I pulled up, it wasn't nothing to talk about. The choices, the decisions, the future had already been decided. But when I pulled up and my partner didn't do what I tell him to do, that gave the cat enough time to see that it's some trouble on its way. Now, that night could have went any kind of which way. That night could have went where he had a he had a he had a pocket rocket and he had enough time to see me and he could have downed me. But I'd already upped mine. But he had enough time to run and get away, and I chased him. But I thank God that my partner did not move how I told him to move that night, because I would still be living with that decision and dealing with that particular trouble still to this day. That one particular night years ago would have still been haunting me today. And me and that dude wind up squashing all that without any bloodshed, without any physical technicalities, and we both walked away unharmed years later. But this ain't about me, man. I didn't grew up. I didn't grew up. I talk my talk, but I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. I got artillery, but I don't want to have to use it. I keeps that heater like I keeps my wallet, but I don't want to have to squeeze it. I will. I've been packing a pocket rocket since I was 13 years old. And I ain't never pulled it and played with it over foolishness, but maybe 5 times. But 95% of the time, you would have never known I had it. It was only to help in situations that was uncontrollable. Because when somebody got a more advanced weapon, they they can control a situation. That's why you see one person run into a situation and say, everybody get down. Look how much power he got. Look how much power he got, because he got a weapon and nobody else probably got one. And look how many people he can control. Get down on the floor. Take your clothes off. Empty your wallet. Empty your purse. Because he got a weapon that can destroy you. Now, there's some people who become brave hearts, and that works sometimes. But in Texas, to equal it out, so nobody come run up on you and try to control you, you have you one too. And y'all have y'all a little okay corral. And may the best man win. But at all costs, I pray none of y'all have to experience that. Some of you already have. But I pray you don't have to continue to live like that. Because there's enough trouble out here for all of us that's looking for us when we ain't even looking for it. We having a beautiful day, and trouble just, hey, can I ride with you? No. Get away from me, trouble. I'm trying to raise my churns and touch some millions and be on me some yachts and drive me some modern technology, cold AC, fancy cars, and enjoy some beautiful smelling woman with pretty feet, manicured fingers and toes, hair smell like fruit, soft skin. You hear what I'm saying? I don't want to be around no nigga, no ignorant people talking about let's go take his soups. Let's go take his soup chat. Let's be him up. He a oh, let's be him up. Boy, I'm grown. I ain't trying to be beaten up on nobody. Now, if I got to defend myself, I'm a defend myself to the utmost. But do I want to be grouping up with others, beating up on man, gone on. Man, gone on. All I want to group up is my paper. Pull up, I just want my paper to pull up. Meet up, I just want my paper to meet up. You heard the phrase, make ends meet? You know what that means? You probably thought it was a po term. But the way I take it is, when you make ends meet, that means you already got some ends, and you ain't got some more ends, and now them ends is together. They have met. And you keep that process going. Because even when you think you got it, you ain't got it. Enough ain't enough. We messed up out here. We behind. We playing catch up. A lot of things we wasn't taught. That's why we just starting to get it. And it ain't your fault. It ain't your fault. It's your fault that now that you know and you ain't trying to do something about it. It's your fault that now that you know, you trying to ignore it and you still trying to get in some trouble when you got responsibilities. When you got people looking up to you, depending on you, you still trying to get in some trouble. You trying to escape the responsibility of being a man. But you go get in trouble like it's easy. You go get in trouble like, oh, I can get in trouble and it's gonna be easy for me to get out of this here. Oh no, oh no. They got boys who made decisions as a boy who still dealing with the repercussions of them decisions still today as a man, 20 and 30 and 40 years later, because of them decisions they made way back then, getting into trouble. Like I say, if you just hang around long enough, some trouble gonna pull up. Some trouble gonna come. You ain't got to go find it. You ain't got to go create it. You ain't got to do nothing. In this world, in this society, there's a lot of people walking around on demonic time. They on demon time for real. Why you think you're seeing all these Karens and all these different people just starting stuff out of thin air? They just conjuring up spirits out of thin air. When the average black man, the above average black man, just want to live good and not be disrespected and enjoy his life. He ain't thinking about disrespecting or violating or doing anything to nobody, even though he powerful. And that's what make us so beautiful. We so strong and so powerful, but we just don't use it and abuse it. We use it when it's absolutely necessary. And that's what make us even more powerful and make us even more beautiful. Do you know how destructive we can be if we really wanted to? Let me handpick 4 other brothers, and you can send us anywhere, and I bet you we can rip some things apart. I bet you we can tear some things to shreds. You hear me? But what we do, we possess all this strength and power, and we mind our business until you come and bring trouble in our personal space or to our loved ones. And now you got some trouble. But I pray that all my strong brothers, all my trio brothers, don't have to exert that power, don't have to display it. And be careful the people you be around who know that you got it and be wanting to help provoke you to bring it out because they want to see something. They know you Incredible Hulk, but they don't like Banner. They don't like Bruce Banner. So they want to poke a stick at Bruce Banner. They want to make Bruce Banner mad so they can see the Hulk. But it's too late when the Hulk come out. You go to Hulk smashing, and the only thing happening is time is stacking up on top of itself. Your economic development is starting to subtract. Some lawyer is about to get that. Some criminal justice system court fees, court costs is about to get that. Some institution is about to get that. And it's gonna keep costing. Because while you in there, your family gonna need to be buying stamps, J paying, sending money for commissary, putting gas in vehicles, risking their lives, jumping on highways, driving for hours to come see you, buying you soda and unhealthy snacks for that moment because they love you and they want to at least give you something you can fatten yourself up with. A whole bunch of carbs and salt and sugar and God knows what else. And they gonna do this here until they can't afford to do it no more, or they die, or you get released. So those of you who are not in trouble, those of you who are in trouble and who just got out of trouble, you understand me. But those of you who are not in trouble, hear my words. Hear my words. And choose to do something different. That old lady you might think nagging you, listen to her. Maybe she just want to keep you around and keep you safe so you could be the man you need to be. Listen to what she's talking about. Buy her something nice. Treat her right. Get out them streets. Go home. Sometimes the easiest thing to do, y'all make it the hardest. Stop. All you have to do is stop. Pump your brakes. Stop. But we make it so hard. We got to go, oh, we got to exert all kind of energy. Oh, we got to go crazy. Oh, he looked at me wrong. Or he disrespected me. Or he on that side, I'm on this side. Boy, stop. So if you're not in trouble, don't get in trouble. You good. You good. You ain't got to prove nothing to me. If you ever meet me in real life, I don't want to see how big a fool you can be. I won't be impressed if you trying to show me how hard and how gangster you are. I don't care. I done been around all this here since I was a kid. And that ain't normal, man. The way we grew up, they try to normalize it, but it ain't normal, man. Growing up around killers and robbers and jackers, child molesters, just all these old crazy things. But they want to normalize it. Then they want to say act normal. How you gonna act normal? You done been in a crazy environment your whole life. But look, man, if you is in trouble, if you are in trouble, check this out. Go through it. If you can, get out of it